I want to tell you a story. I was 13 years old when I got my hands on my very first video game ever. It was a Call of Duty game, so a first-person shooter. So on that day I inserted the game, the disc, in my gaming console and I started playing. At first it was really hard because I had never played any video game at all, and those Call of Duty games are really technical and strategic. But after a couple of games it started going a little better. I started making a kill here and there, and before I knew it, 1 hour went by. Then I was really having fun, everything started going better and better on the game. 2 hours later I was still playing the game. 3 hours later I was still playing this game. 5 hours later my mom called me to say that dinner is ready. But I was so concentrated, so focused on the game that I just didn't hear them. So 10 minutes later they came to look in my room. They came to look if I heard them. And there they saw me still playing video games. Now, in that moment, my mom had made the effort to cook a really nice meal for me, and I prioritized playing a fake reality game above enjoying this nice meal with my family. This kind of behavior went on until I was 21 years old. So I had been an freaking addicted gamer from my 13 years old all the way until I was 21 years old, a full-grown adult man. Now, this was only one of the bad habits, the addictions I had, because at the same time I was addicted to watching other YouTubers play game as well. I was addicted to watching porn, I was addicted to binge watching Netflix series, and I was addicted to eating junk food. But why is it so bad to have these addictions, to have these activities in our lives? Because they keep you mediocre. They rob you of all of your motivation and creativity to achieve big things in your life. If you keep doing these activities, if you keep these addictions in your life, you will never be financial free to support your family financially so they can enjoy their lives for the rest of the years they live. You will never succeed with your own business to have true freedom to do every single day what you want for the rest of your life. You leave so much potential of yourself on the table just because you are giving all your effort and attention to those cheap ass dopamine activities that don't even bring you true happiness in your life. So if you have big goals in your life, if you want to achieve financial freedom, if you want to be free and do the things you love for the rest of your life, let me help you unlearn all of these bad habits and change them in good habits so you can take your life in your own hands and improve your life right now. Our daily life consists of almost of 100% of habits. Everything we do in a day is almost a habit. You wake up and you turn off your alarm, that's a habit. You get out of bed, you wash your face or you brush your teeth, whatever, that's a habit. You go downstairs and you make breakfast, that's a habit. So every single thing we do in a day is almost like a routine, a habit. We do it automatically. We don't have to think about the steps we need to do to take that action anymore. Introducing good habits into your life can seem intimidating at first, but it's actually way more easy than you would think. It only consists of 4 pillars. You have to make it obvious, you have to make it attractive, you have to make it easy to obtain, and you have to make it fulfilling. To begin with, the first pillar is make it obvious. Whenever we want to introduce a new good habit into our lives, we make one big mistake. We always say, I want to start eating healthier, or I want to exercise more, but we never say when and where we will start this habit. You have to really think about when and where you want to start this habit. You need to put a deadline on this new good habit. So to counteract the mistake we all make, you just use a sentence I will now say, and you insert your own habit, time and place. You use a sentence, I will start, or I will do. Here you insert your own habit you want to learn, at the time you want to start, in, and then the location you want to start. So for example, after New Year's, instead of just saying I want to start eating healthier, you could say I want to start eating healthier next Monday in my own home. That's a lot better to just say, I want to start eating healthier. Some other examples of this is, if you want to start meditating, you could say, I will start meditating every single morning after I make my bed, and I will meditate in my bed. Or if you want to start working out, you could say, I will drive straight to the gym in the city right after I come from work. Or another example is, I will send a nice message or a compliment to my mother every single morning after I brush my teeth in the bathroom. In this way, you will really start putting in the new habits into your already existing routine, so it will become a part of your routine way quicker. A second way of learning new habits is called habit stacking. This involves actually the new habits you want to learn. You are going to link those new habits to the old habits you are already doing. So actually you use the sentence, I will do, here you insert your own habit, after I do, here you insert an old habit. So some examples are, if you want to walk more every single day, you could say, every day I take a break, I will walk for 10 minutes outside. Or if you want to meditate more, you could say, after I make my bed every single morning, I will meditate for 10 minutes. Or another example, if you want to eat healthier, you could say, every time I come home from work and I went to the gym, I immediately will make a nice meal if I come home and eat the meal. What is important if you want to try to introduce new habits into your life with these two methods is that you always try to be as specific as possible. The second pillar of learning new good habits is make it attractive. Whenever we try to implement a new good habit and we actually link something that makes us feel happy, whenever we complete the new good habit, we will get a spike of dopamine, which will make us feel happy. So the next time we try to do the new habit, the new good habit, our brain already knows, if I complete this new habit, I will feel happy afterwards because of the dopamine spike. So it will be much easier the next time to do the good habit. Therefore, you need to make your new habits, you want to implement your new good habits as appealing as possible. And this is actually, you can use a method called temptation bundling. So in this method, you are going to link your new good habit you want to learn, so something you must do, to something you really want to do, something you really enjoy to do. Some examples to make it more clear. Let's say you want to be more grateful and you enjoy reading the newspaper. What you can do is you first write down a couple of gratitude sentences, something you are grateful for that day, and immediately after that you start reading the newspaper. Or let's say you want to start eating fruit, but you like to watch Netflix series. What you can do is you first grab a piece of fruit and you eat the whole fruit, and immediately after that you start watching your Netflix series. Or let's say you want to start walking more every day, but you also like video games. Then you first go for a walk, and immediately after that, when you come home, you start playing video games. In this way you can even start enjoying and teach yourself the most difficult habits, because there is something you enjoy linked to this new habit. The third pillar is make it as easy as possible. Most of the time we ask ourselves, how much time will it take to learn this new habit? But that's actually the wrong question. The right question we should ask ourselves is, how many times do I need to perform this new behavior before it becomes a habit? So therefore, we need to make the new habit we want to learn, the new behavior we want to learn, as easy to do as possible. First, I want to take the time to talk with you about something called the law of least effort. Our brains are actually made to be really lazy, to not do the most difficult tasks we have to do. And this is actually just to preserve as much energy as possible. So we like to sit in front of a television and to be on our smartphones all day. We do this much easier. We like to do this more than doing continuously 50 push-ups or just running all day long. To combat this laziness, there is a method called environment design, and this is actually where we are making the bad habit the most difficult thing to do in that moment. Some examples of this are, let's say you want to spend less time on social media. Then you can just delete every social media app on your smartphone every single morning, so it becomes really difficult to go on them, because then you just need to reinstall them, log in again. It takes much more time than just don't go on them. If you want to spend less time on your smartphone in general, you can just put it in another room. So if you want to spend time on your smartphone, you have to go to the other room, get it back. It's much more difficult to just let it lay in the other room. The opposite is true. You can also turn it into a positive. If you want to eat more fruit, you can put the fruit basket in front of you every single morning, so you take a piece of fruit automatically because you see it. So let's say you want to start flossing, you can place your floss right next to your toothbrush, so you see it lying there, so it becomes really easy to start flossing. So this way there is much more friction for the bad habits, so this will actually prevent you from doing the bad habits. A second method to make learning new habits much easier is a 2-second or the 2-minute rule. So with this method you are actually making versions of the new good habit you want to learn into things you can do in 2 seconds. So let's say you want to start running more. The thing you can say to yourself is, okay, instead of running, I will just take my running shoes. And as soon as you take your running shoes and you put them on, you will have a feeling of, okay, now I have to go running. So it's much easier to just say, I will just put my running shoes on, then say to yourself, I will run like half an hour. It will come automatically after you put on your shoes. Let's say you want to do yoga. It's much easier to tell yourself, after work I will just grab my yoga mat and get in the car. It's much easier to do that than say to yourself, okay, now I'm going to do a yoga session of 1 hour long. The idea actually is to first get a habit of thinking about the new behavior and the new habit you want to learn. After you have implemented this foundation, after you automatically start thinking about the new habit every single day, then you can start performing larger parts of the habit you want to learn. So it is not the intention to say to yourself you want to meditate for 20 minutes right in the beginning, but just start by meditating for 2 minutes, and after a couple of days or weeks start building up your way to 20 minutes of meditation. It's not the intention to say to yourself in the beginning, for the very first time, now I'm going to run 10 kilometers. You start with only 500 meters and then you start to build up your way to the 10 kilometer run. We are always with the end goal in mind, and we want to reach the new habit, the end goal, as quickly as possible. But it's much better to achieve less than you had expected than achieving nothing at all. So it's better to meditate for 2 minutes than not meditating at all. It's better to run 500 meters than not running at all. It's better to practice to guitar practice for 1 minute than not practicing at all. The last pillar is make sure it is fulfilling. Do you know why learning new habits is so difficult? Because we still walk around with the same brains as our Paleolithic ancestors, while the world has changed tremendously. That's why we like to binge eat all of this calorie-dense junk food, or we like to binge watch series after series, because our brain was made for instant gratifications. For our ancestors, it was all about survival. If they came across a greasy and sugary meal, they would wolf it down, because they never knew if they would find any food at all in the next couple of days. Most people spend every single day, all day, looking for this instant gratification, but if you can prolong the gratification, if you can delay the gratification, the competition will be much less and the reward will be exponentially bigger than the instant gratification. With most good habits, you only see the results in the long term, in a couple of months or years. So it is very important that you fulfill yourself, that you get some kind of gratification in the short term after completing a good habit. This can be done in several ways. Every single month, if you have any money left at the end of the month, you can deposit it into your savings account, so you can see your savings account grow Or you can write down your good habits you want to do every single day. You can tick them off so you see that you finished the good habit. Or you can use an app that automatically gives you a green tick whenever you do a good habit. But what if you're not doing the good thing? What if you catch yourself not doing the good habits for several days? Be easy on yourself. You're learning. Just know that missing a good habit once is nothing bad, but missing a good habit twice is the beginning of a new bad habit. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content I make sure to subscribe to help grow the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!